Yep, I'm winning at life. Now let's talk about something that's truly priceless. The joy of a hearty laugh. You know, the kind that makes your belly shake, your eyes water, and your face scrunch up like a happy raisin. If you can still find humor in life's quirks, if you're still cracking jokes or laughing at something silly, you're not just winning at life physically, you're winning emotionally and mentally too. It's more than just a fun reaction. It's a sign that you're resilient, that your emotional core is in good shape. Humor, after all, isn't just a way to pass time. It's deeply tied to emotional resilience. In fact, research from Stanford University reveals that laughter has some serious health benefits. It helps reduce stress hormones, gives a boost to your immune system, and even improves pain tolerance. Yes, you heard that right. A good laugh doesn't just make you feel better in the moment. It actually has real physical benefits. Think about those times when you've laughed so hard that your sides hurt. That feeling, that deep belly laugh, is literally your body's way of giving itself a little dose of feel-good chemicals. It's like nature's built-in stress reliever. As we age, life tends to throw its share of curveballs. Maybe a loved one moves away, or a health scare shakes you up. The world moves faster than we'd like, and suddenly everything seems to change overnight. But here's where humor comes to the rescue. Laughter isn't just a fun thing, it acts as a buffer. It softens the blows of life, makes tough situations a little more bearable, and helps us stay adaptable when life feels like it's spinning out of control. The ability to laugh at yourself or find humor in the situation is a sign of emotional maturity. It shows that, no matter what happens, you're able to roll with the punches. I remember an elderly friend of mine who used to tell the funniest stories about her younger years. She'd get to the punchline, laugh like a teenager, and you could see how much joy that simple act of laughter brought her. Even though she'd experienced plenty of tough times, she always found a way to laugh. She wasn't just laughing at a joke. She was laughing at life, at all the surprises it threw her way. So, if you're still chuckling at your favorite sitcom, cracking a joke with friends, or even just laughing at your own mistakes, you're doing more than just having fun. You're proving that your spirit is intact, that you're still emotionally strong and ready to face whatever comes next. And that's a win every single time. Let's talk about something that might not seem like a big deal, but actually is: connection. If you're 70 and still making an effort to nurture your friendships or build new ones, you're doing something that a lot of people struggle with. You see, loneliness is one of the biggest challenges that many older adults face. It's that quiet, creeping feeling that can slowly start to take over, especially when people stop checking in or life changes in a way that leaves you feeling disconnected. And it's more common than you might think. According to the National Institute on Aging, 30% of adults over 70 experience significant loneliness. That's nearly 1 in 3 people who don't have the kind of social connections that make life feel vibrant and fulfilling. But here's the silver lining. If you're still putting yourself out there socially, staying in touch with old friends, or even making new ones, you're already ahead of the game. Studies have shown that people who maintain strong social connections tend to live longer and experience better mental health. You're actually doing your brain and body a big favor by staying socially active. So, the next time you meet up with a friend for a coffee or share a laugh with someone, just know that you're not only boosting your happiness, you're also boosting your life expectancy. It's fascinating when you look at places like Japan's Okinawa region, which is famous for its centenarians. These are people who live well into their hundreds, and researchers have been studying what makes them tick. What's one of the most common factors they found? Strong social networks. People in Okinawa live with the understanding that sharing stories, offering support, and even laughing together are vital to maintaining health and happiness. They have something called moai, which is a group of people who provide lifelong support for each other. Whether it's a circle of friends you've had for decades or a new group you've started hanging out with, these connections are priceless. So, if you're still the one organizing the weekly book club, or if you have a coffee buddy who's been your partner in crime for years, you're richer than most people realize. It's not about the material things you own. It's about the richness of your relationships. If you've got people to laugh with, talk to, and share your life with, you're already creating a legacy of love and connection that will keep you going for years to come. So, go ahead, keep fostering those friendships, making new connections, and showing up for the people who matter to you. You're not just maintaining your social life. You're making sure you stay mentally sharp and emotionally strong as you age. Let's dive into something that might seem like an ordinary part of your day, but actually says a lot about your independence. Cooking. Think about it. You walk into your kitchen, open the pantry, grab your favorite ingredients, and whip up something delicious. It might not seem like a big deal, but the truth is, it's a sign that you've still got it. Cooking isn't just about throwing ingredients together. It's about having the mobility to stand, the coordination to chop, and the memory to follow a recipe. It's also about giving yourself a little love, even if you're only cooking for one. The act of preparing a meal is a beautiful reminder that you're still in control of your life. And here's the thing. Cooking is more than just an act of self-sufficiency. It's also tied to better health. A long-term study out of Sweden found that older adults who cooked their meals were more likely to maintain a balanced diet and had a significantly lower risk of developing chronic illnesses. In fact, the study shows that those who cooked for themselves had a 25% lower risk of health issues like heart disease and diabetes. So, when you're standing over that stove or stirring your favorite dish, know that you're doing more than just satisfying your taste buds. You're actively taking steps to stay healthy and strong. Now, let's talk about the deeper joy of it. There's something incredibly satisfying about creating something from scratch. It's not just about the end result, it's about the process. The feeling of kneading dough, mixing ingredients, or carefully crafting a meal with your hands gives you a sense of accomplishment. It's a moment where time slows down, and you get to focus entirely on yourself and the task at hand. This connection to the present moment is a form of mindfulness, and it's good for your soul. It's also a great way to connect with memories. Maybe you're making your grandmother's recipe or recreating a dish from a vacation. Whatever the inspiration, cooking is an expression of creativity and care. So, if you're still in the kitchen flipping pancakes, tossing salads, or making a hearty stew, you're not just cooking. You're embracing your independence, nourishing your body, and reminding yourself that age is just a number. You're living proof that the simple joy of cooking can keep you feeling vibrant, healthy, and connected to life. And honestly, who doesn't love a good meal made with a dash of love? Each of these 6 things, climbing stairs, recalling yesterday's lunch, balancing on one leg, laughing often, maintaining friendships, and cooking for yourself, might seem like small wins on their own. But together, they paint a picture of someone who is thriving. These abilities are not just physical, they're markers of resilience, adaptability, and joy. At 70, being able to do them reflects a life well lived and an unyielding spirit. So, if you're 70 and you can still tackle these with ease, you're not just winning at life. You're proving that age is no barrier to living fully. At 70, if you can still do these 6 things, you're winning at life. Reaching 70 and still feeling like you're winning at life is a beautiful thought. But what does winning truly mean at that age? It's not about medals or accolades. It's about the little things, the moments that feel like victories because they show you've lived well. If you're 70 and can still do these 6 things, consider yourself in the Champions League of life. Let's dive into why these seemingly simple abilities are, in fact, massive wins. First, if you can climb a flight of stairs without gasping for air, you're ahead of the curve. Sure, it might not feel like a major achievement when you're hauling yourself up those steps. Maybe you're just heading to your bedroom or the kitchen for a snack, but let's give credit where it's due. Climbing stairs is more than just a way to get to the next floor. It's like a secret fitness test hiding in plain sight. Studies show that as people age, their cardiovascular fitness tends to take a hit. According to a report from the American Heart Association, by the time you hit 70, your aerobic capacity may have dropped by as much as 40% compared to when you were in your 30s. That's a big number, but it's not set in stone. Here's the thing. Climbing stairs engages your heart, lungs, and muscles all at once. It's a real multitasking workout that doesn't need a gym membership. In fact, a fascinating study conducted in Europe had participants over 60 tackle 3 flights of stairs. The researchers weren't just being cruel. They wanted to see who could do it in under 90 seconds. The results were eye-opening. Those who managed it were significantly less likely to experience heart problems in the next 10 years. That's right. Something as simple as stairs turned out to be a crystal ball for future health. Now imagine this. You're 70, and you're visiting a friend who lives in an apartment building. The elevator's out of service. Do you groan and sit in the lobby waiting for them to come down? Or do you confidently march up the steps, maybe even using it as a chance to joke about getting your steps in? If you're in the latter group, you're not just handling the stairs, you're crushing them. The ability to climb stairs without feeling like you've run a marathon is a big deal. It shows your heart is pumping efficiently, your lungs are delivering oxygen like pros, and your muscles are up to the challenge. So, if you can do it without breaking a sweat or with just a little glisten, you're winning. Not everyone can say the same, and that makes your stair climbing prowess worth celebrating. Next time you take the stairs, maybe skip the elevator on purpose. Consider it your personal victory lap. Next, being able to recall what you had for lunch yesterday might sound trivial. After all, who pays attention to every single meal? But when you stop and think about it, memory plays a massive role in how we age. It's not just about remembering what you eat. It's about keeping your brain engaged, sharp, and ready for the next challenge. Cognitive decline is a real concern as we grow older. According to the Alzheimer's Association, about 1 in 9 adults over the age of 65 experiences some form of memory impairment. That's roughly 11% of the population, which might make you pause and think. But here's the good news. If you can easily remember that you had a tuna sandwich with a side of chips or that slice of chocolate cake for dessert, it's a sign your brain is still firing on all cylinders. Memory, much like a muscle, thrives on use. The more you engage it, the stronger it stays. Think of it as giving your brain a workout without even realizing it. When you recall something as simple as lunch, you're flexing those cognitive muscles. And if you can remember the conversations you had during lunch or a funny comment someone made, that's a cherry on top. Imagine sitting at a family dinner and your grandchild asks, "Grandma, what did you eat yesterday?" You smile and answer without hesitation. "Oh, I had a big salad with grilled chicken and a piece of apple pie that was just heavenly." Not only does this showcase your memory, but it also invites connection. Sharing those small details of your day keeps you connected to the world around you. Memory is tied to a whole host of factors, like an active lifestyle, balanced nutrition, and regular mental engagement. Studies have shown that simple activities like reading, solving puzzles, or even chatting with friends can keep your brain humming along. If you add a diet rich in brain-boosting foods like berries, nuts, and leafy greens, you're giving your memory even more of a boost. So, if you can laugh about what you ate yesterday, remember the dessert that followed, or even recount a funny story tied to your meal, you're doing more than recalling. You're proving that your mind is still in the game, strong and ready for what comes next. Keep those memories coming. They're little victories worth celebrating. Let's talk about balance now. Don't get confused. I'm not talking about the kind where you juggle life's responsibilities. That's a whole different ballgame. What I'm talking about is the literal ability to stand on one leg for 10 seconds. It might sound like something kids do while playing around or maybe a trick you do when you're showing off your yoga skills. But hold on, because this little move is actually a gold standard in measuring longevity. Picture this. You're standing in your living room, and someone challenges you to stand on one leg for 10 seconds. It seems like no big deal, right? Well, studies tell a different story. A study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that people in their 70s who could balance on one leg for 10 seconds were 50% less likely to suffer serious health complications in the coming years. That's right, 50%. It's like a superpower that only requires a little bit of focus and practice. Balance is not just about having good posture or looking graceful when you're standing still. It's a complex combination of strength, coordination, and mental focus. Think about it. When you stand on one leg, your body has to work overtime to stay steady. Your muscles engage, your core activates, and your brain is firing off signals to make sure you're not wobbling all over the place. It's an impressive show of coordination that, believe it or not, has a major impact on your overall health. Now imagine this. You're out for a walk in the park, and you see someone in their 70s who's effortlessly standing on one leg, no problem at all. Maybe they're doing it just to stretch, or maybe they're showing off to the younger crowd. Either way, it's pretty impressive. Standing on one leg for just a few seconds is more than just a party trick. It's a sign that your muscles are still strong and your coordination is sharp. If you can stand like a flamingo without tipping over, you've got a level of physical mastery that many younger folks would envy. You're proving that you're in tune with your body, and that's a big win. Plus, if balance is something you can maintain, it means your risk for falls and other health complications goes way down. So, next time you get a chance, try balancing on one leg for 10 seconds. You might be surprised at how much it says about your overall health and vitality. It's one of those little things that, when you nail it, you can truly say you're winning.